Capricorn, and welcome to your reading for August of 2026. This is the overall energy for the month. You have got the Empress. What a delightful card. This is going to be a very empowering card. So perhaps you are the head of a family, perhaps you're heading up something, perhaps you are just doing a lot right now and you're being seen a lot, something like that. Something interesting is going on for you this month. So let's take a look and get some clarity on that. We're going to be doing a Celtic cross for this one. First part of the cross is going to be earthbound energies. So the line up the side is going to be your spiritual filters. And this month does have quite a bit of eclipse energy going on. We've got a big eclipse happening at the end of the month, full moon in Pisces, which is all about new beginnings, letting go of old habits that no longer serve you. And it seems like you've got some of that energy here too. My goodness, all this major arcana. Let's see what we've got. Capricorn. And please, if you enjoy this reading, if it resonates for you, go ahead and hit that like button at the top. Oh my gosh. And subscribe if you want to see more of what I got. And let's see here. Oh, okay. All that major arcana, my goodness, just to end with something like the Four of Wands. All right, so Capricorn. Looks like you've got definitely some new energy happening. This is very standard pretty much for everybody I've read for this month. This new beginnings, the Fool, all about new beginnings. It's all about taking leaps of faith, steps in a new direction, all that good stuff. I don't know why I can't get this baby to focus anymore. There we go. He's all about taking leaps of faith, moving in a new direction, taking, walking off a precipice, not really knowing what you're going to get into. So it's a very faith-based card. It's moving through in faith that everything's going to be fine for you. The Hangman here is what's kind of crossing you, is the energy that you're having to deal with. This is going to be waiting. So you're just really having to wait. I don't know if maybe you're trying to start a new career. Maybe you are starting a family. Maybe you're trying to start a family. Maybe you're trying to get pregnant. Maybe you're trying to get someone pregnant and this is just taking a while. Who knows, but you're definitely trying to start something new. Something new is beginning for you. You are taking the initiative and starting something new, but you are in a holding pattern with the Hangman. And the Hanged One is oftentimes, I see it a lot as Odin in the search for the meaning of the runes, right? So Odin is hung upside down in the Tree of Life, and he does that in suspension so that he can gain the knowledge of the runes. So the Hangman is kind of like somebody waiting, but they're learning while they're waiting. They're not waiting for no reason. You are waiting because you need that time to process things. You need that time to better understand what's coming. So what is the basis of this is the sun. So you have been, there's some kind of revelation that you've had or something that was presented to you. Come on, give it to me. There we go. Something was revealed to you recently, and I think that's the reason for this new beginning. The sun is a great card, right? It's an excellent card of happiness, joy. It's bright, it's energetic. Again, a lot of major arcana. So obviously there's a lot of intense. This is intense. Whatever this is for you, it's very important, I think, in your overall life experience, at least for how you perceive it at this time. So you had some kind of revelation. Something was made aware to you that made you just, I think, really start to see this as you need to do this for you. You need to allow the sun to shine in your life and shine upon you, as opposed to maybe shining on others. Perhaps you've given a lot of yourself to other people. Perhaps you've spent a lot of your time making sure everybody else was okay, investing in everybody else's happiness and stability, and you're ready to do so for yourself now. And so you're taking that initiative. The Hierophant here can be a card of marriage, can be a card of institutions. A lot of times it's a card of like a teacher or somebody who is in a position of power over you. This is the way that you are filtering the universe's energy, the way that the universe wants you to move forward in this. And it seems like it wants you to be strategic. It doesn't really want you to move quickly. The Hierophant is not a fast-moving card. It wants you to be considering all of the logistics before you move forward. It wants you to consider that it can be a card of contracts, right? It can be a card of like, it's about the dotting the I's and crossing the T's and stuff, and making sure that you've done all that to ensure that you're able to, it's like a teacher, right? If you're in philosophy, the High Priestess would maybe be like your philosopher about it, and then the Hierophant would be like your theology teacher. It's a little bit more like concrete. So I think that you are feeling like you want to take in what the universe is giving you. You are listening to your intuition, but you are definitely looking at it from how do I ensure that everybody is handled correctly in this? So even though you have maybe felt this impulse to start moving towards something that's going to better serve you in the long run, and is making sure that you feel fulfilled emotionally. You also are doing so in a way that I think you want to make sure everybody's okay. I think you are trying to be smart about it. The Hierophant can also be a card of marriage. So perhaps you were married and your marriage is a large part of whatever this thing is. Perhaps you want to start something new and it is going to involve your marriage or your partnership in some way, and you need to keep that in mind. You're trying to keep that in mind as you're moving forward with this next thing. So what just happened recently, King of Swords, again, a revelation, right? So the Sun is all about shedding light on things. The King of Swords is also about knowledge. It's about knowing what's going on, knowing what's coming, and being able to handle it intellectually, being able to use your brain to really cut through all the nonsense and see what's really there so that you can be intelligent about how you move forward with it. The Hanged Man and the King of Swords, I think, have a similar, while the Hanged Man is more of a waiting card and the King of Swords has a little bit more movement and a little bit more energy to it, I think your desire is to move forward. I think the things that you have been revealed to you have made you want to move forward, but the circumstances surrounding you are making it so you cannot just move forward. You're going to have to be a little bit more smart about it. You're just gonna have to be smarter about it. You're gonna have to be a little bit more patient with how you're doing this, but I think you're on the right path. You're using your brains and you are seeing how this is going to go clearly for you if you do this in this kind of mature sort of way. This is a very mature spread here. The Four of Wands, again, I'm getting a vibe that this is like a marriage involved in this. It's very much a marriage card. The Four of Wands is like the lower arcana marriage card. In this particular deck, it talks about it being more about like you can rest because you kind of like put the party on and the party was a success and now you can kind of like take a minute. The Four of Wands can be a card of celebration, of families coming together, reunions, things like that, communities coming together to celebrate. It's about stability. The Four of Wands, right? 4 stable posts. It's about a stable community or building a stable community and sort of celebrating that. So again, I'm getting the vibe that maybe somebody who is listening to this, and again, take it as it resonates for you, but I am feeling like a pregnancy or a desire to start moving towards a pregnancy, or maybe trying to do in vitro or something like that, IVF, and you're just starting it. And so you're feeling a little bit unsure and you want to try and make sure you're picking the right doctor and all that kind of stuff. So let's see what we've got. We're going to clarify a little bit on this for you, Capricorn. What do we have for the Fool and the Hanged One? And it's a big month for shedding skin. So the last 2 years you've been kind of building on whatever this thing is that you're ready to pull the lever on. So if you can kind of think back, like September-ish, August of 2024, and what was going on in your life around that time, it might give you some ideas of what you started. That might be kind of what's coming, what's wrapping up around this time. And let's see, we've got anything for the Fool and the Hanged One for Capricorn, please. Oh. The Six of Wands. It's a card of celebration. It's a card of victory. In the general Rider-Waite, it's a guy on a horse, right, with a bunch of wands, and he's riding through the town in celebration. So I think you are feeling very confident about this choice. I think you are feeling like it's coming from a place of, I get it now. Like, I understand now. I'm going to go ahead and make this happen now. We've got the Page of Cups, which just came out as well. Page of Cups is a card of a new offer, a brand new offer, a very young thing coming in. So if this is about you trying to get into starting maybe a new family, doing something like getting yourself ready to lay the groundwork for that and taking time to think about it, this is you saying, I think this is you have come through something that's made you feel very confident that this is the right choice. And so you're ready to take the first steps. There may be people who offer you ideas. You might have people that are giving you like names of people that might be helpful. They might be giving you ideas on how to move forward. And I think that you are open to suggestion right now. With this Page of Cups, I think you're open to listening to what other people maybe have to say. Again, with this Hanged Man, it's you taking in the information before you really go for it with the Fool. So I think you're just being smart, and people know that you are doing this. I think you're making it known. The Six of Wands, again, is very much like coming into the town, like, hey, I'm victorious. So I think you've let people in your circle know about this. They're aware. of this effort that you're putting forth, and they are offering up their ideas. They're offering up help. And I think they're doing it in good faith. I don't think it seems like these are genuine offers of like, hey, I've been through something similar, or I have a friend of mine who's been through something similar, and this is what they did, or this is who they saw, right? Okay, let's see what we've got for the sun here. What do we have for the sun for my Capricorns for August? Oh, all right. We got the Six of Pentacles. It's a lot about give and take. It can be like a windfall of money. So perhaps you came into some money and it allowed you some freedom to take some time to find some stuff out about you. Perhaps the money allowed you the freedom to do this new thing. You were waiting for the ability to do so, and somebody gave you the means to do it. It could be that. It can also be about like somebody giving with one hand and then not giving with the other, giving somebody else with the other. So it can be like somebody's just giving you the leftovers and something, and maybe you became aware of that. You were made aware that somebody was giving to somebody else with their other hand while they were giving to you, and they weren't really giving you what you deserved. And maybe you're trying to figure out a new path forward from that. You know, maybe you're like, okay, I'm done with this relationship. I'm ready to move forward. I'm ready to find someone or something new. And then in that case, this Page of Cups here and the Six of Wands hanging could all be about trying to start a new like pursuit of relationships. You know, these new offers of relationships, people, hey, getting in your DMs, people, you being on dating apps and people showing interest, and you being like, okay, like feeling good about yourself and being very like eager to start to make it happen, but you're kind of vetting what's out there, and you're doing so because you were made aware that the circumstances that you were in maybe you weren't getting everything you needed, and you want something that gives you everything you need. But really in the way that I'm kind of really vibing with this right now, with it being potentially a person who's trying to go through like a fertility journey, or somebody who is hoping for their circumstances to improve in that kind of way, or in something that you're trying to build. I think maybe you were given a bit of money. I think you came into money, or somebody in your family maybe passed and you had an unexpected bit of money that came to you that suddenly made it possible to try and do this thing that you had been trying to do before, and maybe unsuccessfully because you didn't have the means. The Nine of Cups, again, is all about personal, emotional fulfillment. So I think, again, you were open to, this is what I really want. This is what I really need. This sun shone, and it immediately made clear to you what it is that you wanted to do in the next step in your life. And if you were in a relationship where you didn't think it was equal give and take, you decided, I'm done. I'm not dealing with this anymore. I deserve better than that, and this is what I deserve, and I'm moving towards it now. If it's something where you've got a windfall and you got some unexpected support, and now you're ready to use that support to get what it is that you really want, what's best for you. You were maybe waiting because you didn't want to take resources from something else, and you didn't think you'd ever have the resources for yourself, but somebody gave you the ability to have those resources for yourself. All right, the Hierophant. Let's see what we got here for the Hierophant for Capricorn. What's this crowning energy? How are you interpreting the universe here and what the universe has to say? How is your intuition helping you through this situation? Oh. To the ground it goes. Strength. Actually feels like a very appropriate card for this. The Strength card is how you are seeing the situation to ensure that you are not disturbed by it, or that nobody is disturbed by it, right? You're trying to lean on institutions that you have had in your life that have been strong for you. You're leaning on those institutions. Perhaps this is a church group or something like that. I mean, Hierophant can be in a place of worship. So perhaps it's a place of worship that you have found that has given you the ability to feel safe to make these choices and move forward with this. Maybe you're a single woman and you want to have a child and you want to start an IVF journey, and you're not married and you are trying to figure out how you're going to do this, and you've realized, oh, I have a support system. You know, maybe your church or your temple or your mosque or your synagogue maybe has a support system for you. You know, who knows, whatever your particular brand of place that you would go, community center or something like that. Like wherever you would go, that you would find people that would support you, people that would give you advice, people that would help you out, where you feel comfortable, where you feel like you are safe and strong in your decisions. I think that that is, you are listening to your intuition, but you're saying, look, I'm going to do this in a way that's going to be safe. I want to be safe in the way that I do this. I don't want to make a rash decision. Now that I have the ability to move forward, I'm going to lean on my support systems and make sure that I am utilizing them as I go forward. Utilizing them to make sure that you make the smart decision, that you make the decision that's going to be the most beneficial for you, for everybody in the long run. Okay, so we also have the Knight of Pentacles, which is a slow-moving energy. I'm going to put that there. I was kind of in between here, but I definitely feel like the Knight of Pentacles is you accepting these ideas but slowly putting things into action. Knight of Pentacles is not a fast-moving energy. You know, again, like I said before, it feels like you want this to move quickly because you are excited about it. You feel this is a brand new beginning for you, and you are so ready to move forward. But the universe is saying, and your better senses and better judgments are saying, no, we're going to take it slow. We're going to do this in a way that makes sense. We're going to do this, so we're going to use our support system, and we're going to make sure that we do things that are going to be better for us overall. If this is you starting an IVF journey and you're somebody who is, you're going to lean on your friends that have maybe done it also, or you're going to lean on parent figures or whatever. But it's going to take time. You may have to do it multiple times. It's not necessarily something that's going to be immediate gratification. The King of Swords here in the recent past. Ooh. All right, we've got the Magician and the Empress again. The Empress. So you have manifested this into reality. You've been thinking about this for a long time. You have been putting this out into the universe a lot, whether you've been talking to people about this, or you've just been praying about this a lot, in your own head about this a lot. You have been manifesting whatever this thing is. So if this is a relationship is gone south and you're ready to you're ready for new offers and you're out there, you did the thinking, you spent the time, you had a revelation, and you said, look, I've been for a while thinking about the kind of life I want and how I want to build it. And now this revelation has made it clear the direction I need to go in order to have that life. That's what this King of Swords is saying to me. And with the Magician, it's something you have been spending time on yourself. You've been spending time thinking about what is the vision for your future. What is the vision I have for myself? The Empress is the vision you have for yourself. The Empress is the vision you have for yourself, right? This is not gender specific. You just have a vision of yourself being somebody who is in power in your life, somebody who is a reliable source of strength for everyone around you. You see yourself as a generous soul. You want to give to others. You want to nurture, whether that means you're going to have children of your own or you want to nurture others around you. That's how you see yourself. That's the reality you want to go forward for. So if this is resonating for you, I mean, not every Capricorn is going to feel like that about their life necessarily right now, but you definitely are. Whoever this is resonating for, you want to go ahead and be, you're ready to be the nurturer. You're ready to be the Empress. You're ready to be the one who people go to when things are scary, to be like, it's all going to be okay. Here, have a cup of hot chocolate. Go sit down. I've got it all taken care of. You want to be that person. That's the person you see yourself as. And you're ready to cut through all the BS that you've been dealing with that's been keeping you from being that person. So how about this Four of Wands here in the near future? What was this? What was this? See this deck is odd. So give me 1 second. Let me just remember what this is. They don't name everything the same. It makes it difficult. All right, let's see. See, this is, excuse me. I should just have these numbers memorized, but I so don't. All right, the Star. Hello, there we go. And it's a great card too, how lovely. So the Star card, I apologize. It's a super cool deck, this deck, but it is a little bit difficult to read. It's called the Mystical Women's deck. Super neat, but they have weird names for all this stuff. So the Star card, right, which is a dream, a wish come true, wish fulfillment card, totally. This is all about you getting what you want. So this Four of Torches, I think, is you, if you're looking to find a relationship here, if you're looking to get into a new thing as far as like building a new family, Yes, it looks good. This is looking very good to me as far as that happening. If you are looking to start a family with babies, I think eventually you'll get there. It seems to me like if that's the path you're heading down, the cards are saying that it's a positive. If you keep trying, there's a positive outcome that will happen here. Now, whether or not that means you're going to get exactly what you want, obviously, I'm not able to tell you that, but I can say that it looks from the cards here like whoever this is resonating with, it's going to be a positive outcome, right? If you're trying an IVF journey and it works and you get what you want, great, wish come true. If you try an IVF journey and you don't get what you want, but you get a family out of it that's a different kind of family, like a whole new support system you never knew you had, a whole bunch of kids that are other people's kids that become your kids, like that sort of thing can happen too. So it's sort of how you look at it. But either way, this is looking like you're going to have a good, happy, wish fulfillment situation with your like community building here at the end of this. So let's move on to the universe's overall info for this one and see what it has to say here in your a little bit more broad-reaching general in respect to this. All right, we got the Six of Cups. Okay, so this is something that you've been either thinking about for a long time. Here's you. You're coming out in here. I mean, this is the devil, so it could be temptation, or it could just be you in this situation. Let's see. Queen of Wands. Let's get some fiery energy here. This is looking a little bit more romantic on this side. It's like really family-oriented on this left side, and then on this right side, this is feeling not as family-oriented. All right, let's see what we got as this final outcome here for Capricorn for August. What do we got? What do we got? Ooh. Oh no. Oh, that was way too many. Way too many. All right, we'll just try that again. Sorry. Sometimes the cards get overeager and throw themselves out in a fit. All right, just give me one more card here for the end for Capricorn, please. There we go. Judgment. Okay. I mean, judgment is getting what your karmic comeuppance for something. Can be good. Doesn't have to be bad. Can definitely be good. And it's kind of like you're going to get out what you put in to this situation. If you go into this with a sense of community and a sense of happiness and a sense of joy and a sense of love, and I think you're going to find all of that. You're going to get even more of that. So the Six of Cups here, this is something that you've been thinking about for a long time. It's possible you're considering maybe even going back to your past in order to make this thing happen. Don't know what that means exactly, but if it's something like trying to start a family, maybe going back to an ex, somebody who is in your past that you were thinking, oh, this would maybe be a good person to try and do this with. The devil here is making me think that you are being potentially tempted by some offers like that, or maybe being tempted by, the idea of maybe not doing the thing that's more traditional and maybe going ahead and doing something that's a little bit more just self-fulfilling and indulgent. But you are definitely looking good. You want to be the best version of yourself, and you want to really you want to feel good about yourself. I mean, this is feeling more relationship stuff than child and like than family building stuff here for sure. This side is feeling more like what you are looking for long-term in your overall relationship. Okay, so Four of Pentacles, stability. Okay. So I think maybe you have come from a place of stability in your past. You maybe came from a really strong family unit, a really strong community unit, and you're longing for that again. You're definitely longing for that sense of community again. You've come to the realization you do not have it, not in the way that you want it, and you want that. You want that again. You've been thinking about it. It's been bothering you. I think it's been bothering you for a little while. And this King of Swords, again, is this revelation it's this revelation and awareness that I want this new thing. I'm ready to have, this is what I want. Maybe you've spent a lot of time partying, just enjoying your youth and going out and, being kind of a roustabout, if you will. And now all of a sudden you're like, look, I want to settle down. I want to settle down. I want to be in a family unit. I want to feel community and a sense of community. What do we have with the devil here? And these are the kind of surrounding energies. So again, the devil is you. So it can be a card of temptation. It can also be a card of really considering yourself more than anything else. Like giving into, I need this. This is about me. This isn't really about anybody else. All right, let's see. So we've got the transformation card here with death, and we have got the 10 of Pentacles. Again, money. Yeah, you got some kind of money came in to your situation. Some kind of money came into your situation that all of a sudden made this possible. Now, I don't know if it made it possible to leave an old relationship and now you can look for something new that's more fulfilling. If it made it possible for you to start like a journey of having a child that you didn't have before, something like that, I don't really know. But it definitely feels to me like you have had something new has come into your situation here. There's definitely, financially has, all of a sudden, the limitations that you had in the past are gone because you have this 10 of Pentacles and you have had this, and this death card has happened. So this transformation for you has happened. This money has come in. And now I think maybe there's the temptation to spend the money not so wisely. The temptation to maybe be like, I'm going to party a lot and show people that I want to be a part of the community by doing that, as opposed to maybe being smart about it and investing it into the community and finding that you are making friends that way or building like a sense of community that way. Or if it's about like IVF, again, it's this, do I spend my money here? Do I go with the first thing that I see that just looks really good? Or do I take my time and wait on it? I know that I want to transform my whole life. I know that this is the path that I'm going down. So where do I want to put this money? Don't be tempted to put it towards just indulgences, which you may have had an issue with in the past. You may have had an issue with just kind of allowing yourself to overspend on things that are not for your highest good. All right, Empress with the Queen of Wands. That makes sense. I mean, I think, again, your hopes is that you're this Empress. That's what you want. Hopes and fears, you want to be this Empress. I think you're a little nervous that you can be a bit of a wild child. Given the freedom you now have. Yeah, given the freedom you now have because of this break that you've made, this decision you've made to start over, this new beginning that you've got going on in your life that was given to you by, looks like money, some new money that you've come into, or some new sense of stability that has shown up in your life that you didn't have before, but that's there now, you know, that maybe you had in the past, wasn't there for a long time, all of a sudden is back, or just, here you go, magically, here's some stability, here's something that you've been waiting for or asking for, stability, now you can do the thing that you want to do. You are really hoping that this is going to turn out with you being the person who everybody goes to for help. You know, you want to be the person on the street that people go to when they've got issues. Did you call XYZ? They should know what's going on. Oh, somebody's in the hospital. Did you call blah, blah, blah? Like, that's sort of the vibe I'm getting here is you want to be that. What you don't want to be is somebody who is too wild, maybe a little too free, in a way that other people would look down upon. You don't want to be too passionate. You don't want to be too sexually free. You don't want to be too free in a way that people would be like judging you for who you've become, right? Sometimes if you're somebody, especially if you're a woman and you have means and you're very fun and you're very out there and people are really like looking at you and interested in who you are and all this stuff, you can get good and bad attention from something like that, right? So I think that your hope is that you will be looked at as this Empress. Your fear is that you'll be looked at as the Queen of Torches, the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands is a great card, right? It's a card of feeling extremely attractive, of being very, you draw people in with your beauty, with you're enticing. You're an enticing person. You're a passionate, you're fiery. People look at you and go, yeah, absolutely. You're flirtatious. That's the energy. Now, that's also the energy of, devil in a red dress kind of thing. Like, are you the lady in the red dress that's turning everybody's head? Well, you're also going to turn the wives' heads and that's going to make them mad, right? Or the husband's heads and that's going to, you need to be You don't want to be that. You want to be the woman that all the other women look at and go, or the man that all the men look at and go, yes, that's the person I want to help me, not the person I'm worried is going to somehow hurt me or stab me in the back or do something that's going to upset my situation, right? You don't want that. You want to be somebody who offers up emotional stability and support for people. And you're hoping to find that along this path too. You want to be that for others, and you want that for yourself. You're hoping that you're going to get the emotional fulfillment you're looking for by building this new identity for yourself. Whether that's a new identity as a mother, a father, or a new identity as just a pillar of your community, like a person that is known for being there in the community. All right, let's see about this Judgment card as our final outcome here. Okay, I've got the King of Cups and the Seven of Wands. Yeah, you want to be, again, seen as a generous, giving member of your community. You want to be seen as a strong and protective father or mother figure. And you want to, it's as if defensive. The Seven of Wands is a defensive card, but it's not a negative defensive card. It's a defensive card like I have won and now I'm defending my castle, right? It's not an active war. There's a possible threat that may come at some point, but you're shoring up the castle to make sure that it's protected and your community is protected. And that's who you want to be. That's what I think is coming, honestly. But I do think that you may have to defend yourself against some people that might look at you and think that your motives are not ideal. You know, not everybody lives inside you're the only person that lives inside your head, right? So other people don't know your motives, and they might think that your motives are unsound. They might think that you are doing this, and this is coming from a place of selfishness, not in a bad way. It's coming from a place of understanding what you need and going for what you need. But you are also going to run into some people that the more you step into your awesomeness, the more you step into your light, the more the sun shines upon you and illuminates you, the more you are seen, just in general. You will be seen by people that love you and think you're awesome, and you will be seen by people that are afraid of you and are jealous of you and want to tear you down. So as you become more in your own self and in your own element and stronger as yourself and become more, you're going to run into some of that, I think. If you're trying to start a family, you may run into some people that are judging you for that, judging you for the way that you're going about that, judging you for the fact that you got this money and this is what you're doing with it, right? Any number of reasons why people judge people. They do it all the time. But it seems like you are just a little, that's gonna come, but you do not need to worry about it. Just stay focused on being this Empress. Stay focused on the cups, filling everyone's cup and allowing your cup to be filled. And just know that you have already won, because you know what's best for you and you're working towards that, and you're doing it in a way that you won't care about other people. You care about how the fallout is going to affect others. So you've already won. You don't need to defend yourself. You can just keep doling out cups of happiness to people, be a King of Cups, be an Empress, right? And just bring happiness where you go, and allow this new thing that you're moving into to kind of happen naturally. Don't be nervous if it's taking time. Whatever it is going to take some time. But yeah, you've got this new stability. You've got this new support, whatever it's from. Use it and use it wisely. All right? So Capricorn, I hope that this resonated for you. If it did, again, please like, subscribe, do all the good stuff. It certainly helps the channel. And I hope to see you in the next one. Bye-bye.